Majac Radio.
Good evening, wonderful listeners. You are tuned into Majac Special Radio Show on Majac Radio 92.2 FM, broadcasting live from our studio in Baka Newtown South. I am your host, Ajifatu Diallo. In today's edition, we are tackling a crucial topic that impacts every single student: the power and the importance of students' participation in union activities right here at the Media Academy for Journalism and Communication. In the studio this evening, we are joined by the leader of the hour, the 4th Executive Council Students' Union President, Ibrahim Mbai, ready to dive deep into this crucial topic. Stay tuned. This is a conversation you can't afford to miss.
You are listening to Majac Radio. This is Majac Radio. Majac Radio, coming to you from Baka Newtown South.
The Media Academy for Journalism and Communications was established in 2010. However, the student union story began nearly a decade later, formed in 2019 with Mustafa Cisse as its first union president. After Mustafa's council, the mantle of leadership was picked up by the London Cisse interim executive. Their team showed great initiative, laying the groundwork for a successful, formalized SU structure through the guidance of Mamadou Jade, the then Deputy Secretary General. The third Executive Council was facilitated and established, but it was the June 2024 Council, led by Adama Sane, that truly performed a miracle. They revived a struggling council, built essential structures, and instilled a renewed belief in union leadership, leaving behind a powerful legacy of resurrection. Yet, despite this incredible history, one persistent challenge haunts both the previous and current councils is the inadequate participation of students in union activities. This does not just undermine the council's effort to run students' affairs effectively, it tragically leads to financial losses for essential fundraising events. So today, we are going to break down the barriers. We will explore the importance of students' participation, ask why it is vital for you to get involved, and reveal the amazing benefits that participation unlocks. Mr. President, a warm welcome to our studio.
Thank you, Aji.
But before we delve into this crucial topic, let's hear directly from the heartbeat of Majac, the students themselves. We have a special Vox Pop segment conducted by the talented members of Group 3 of Advanced Diploma 10. This will provide us with a real-time overview of what students think about participating in union activities.
Yes, students participate in council activities because a lot of students might have ideas that the council might not have in mind, and they can also implement ideas that the council might not implement.
Yes, for me, I agree that students should take part in student union activities because it is going to expose them into a lot of activities that they will learn from, and it will be useful to them in the near future.
Students should participate in student activities because this gives them an opportunity to meet new people, socialize with them, and learn from them. And it also builds their confidence in public.
Students' participation in council activities help them to build that leadership, and it creates that confidence within themselves, and also it builds a good communication skills between the students and the council itself.
Yes, it's important to participate in student union activities. One, it helps us to bond because that is the only time we will get to see all Majac students together because we all have different timetables and different schedules. So when we have activities like that, for example, poetry, we will get to meet each other and we will bond and make friends.
Students should really participate in council activities. It is going to make sure we have collaboration and teamwork within ourselves, and this is important.
They have to participate. When it comes to public speaking, they have to participate. They don't have to shy away from public speaking.
This will help equip them to become a better version of themselves, in the sense that it will help make them eloquent. Speak freely, comfortably, and with full confidence. And it will also enable them to have the confidence to take up leadership positions outside of Majac.
It is important to participate in student union activities, student union activities, because these activities are organized by the union for us to be able to collaborate, to know each other. We all know Majac, we have different classes and we have different shifts. So you might be in the same school with somebody, but you might not even know the person. But through these activities, you get to know many people that are in the school here. You get to build new friends and things like that.
Listeners, if you're just tuning in, this is Majac Radio 92.2 FM, broadcasting live from our studio in Bakau, Newtown South, and I am your host, Ajifatu Jallo. So, Mr. President, after listening to the voices, the diverse voices of the students of the Media Academy for Journalism and Communication, what is your take?
Yes, thank you, Aji. I think I would wholeheartedly agree with the students that have said their thoughts when it comes to student leadership and why it is important for students to take part in union matters. Always I say this. We are here because of the students. So if our events we call for students to come on board, if they are not coming, it does not, respond well with us, with our sacrifice, with all what we want to do to ensure that they participate. So I would agree with them wholeheartedly with all what they've said. They are right, and that is why we are here as a union.
So why do you think students should participate in union activities, or what will it bring to? What will these, like for somebody who is wondering, why should I take part in the union activities, or what will this bring to me? Could you please take us through the importance of students' participation in union activities?
Yes, just like I said, we are here because of the students, right? So if you're organizing events and the students are not responding to our call, it does not tell well. So one of the ways one of the most important things that we have when students participate in our matters, it exposes them. Not only in one aspect, like somebody said in the workshop, that it is only during this time students have that time to connect, to meet, and to know each other. And that is why, as a union, we annually now organize what we call the Majac SU retreat, where we bring together students from all levels, foundation to advanced diploma and to other classes, so that we come together, we know each other, because Majac, the way the timetable is very difficult for us to know each other more. If we are not, together on such events. So, joining these events helps students to get to know each other. That's one. And two, it ensures that we build that sense of belonging to ourselves. You understand? So, the moment we call for event, you respond. That indicates how ready you are to take part in Majac, and then how you pride Majac in yourself. But the moment we call and you don't, show up, it does not, indicate well when it comes to, our activities and how you love your school. For me, that is why, since my foundation level, whenever things of Majac comes in, I never hesitate to put myself in, because I see the school as my home, and then I am ready to give it all out, usually, for the school. So this allows you, or shows that you love, the school to that level. But when calls are made, at times you don't want to come. So it limits your love for the institution, because the moment you are exposed to activities, that is time you get to know more about the school. That is time you get to love, the school more. But the moment you are limited, it becomes a problem. So these two are very important. It gave us exposure, one, and gave us the platform to connect. You understand? Of course, to increase that sense of belonging, to Majac within ourselves.
So, Mr. President, this has been a challenge from the first executive council to your council, because at times you will call these students, we are having this and that, and at the end of the day, they will not come. So what is your take as the president of the fourth executive council? What is your council working towards to, or what are some of the plans you have for these people that are always at home anytime you call for students' activities?
Yes, I must make this clear that usually, as a union, we will try by all means to ensure that students take part in our activities. But we're going to also force students to participate. This I've been saying this several times. I was part of the last council, Adamas Council, and I know that students taking part in our activities was minimal, and to some extent I would not blame students more. At times it depends on the environment that you found yourself in. Some of us, when we came in the foundation here, there were no student union, so we started like that. Some of us were interested. We pushed the matter almost for 2 years. Then after it worked well. So we have faced this problem from Adamas Council and now to the current council, we have in this problem, students not willing to participate. But the only thing we do, and as a council that we adapt to, is to ensure that we engage students in their various, classes, to talk to them on the importance of them participating in our, council matters, because talk to them on the benefits, that are attached to this. Like I always say this, our council, we adopted to a very simple, a system. That is, we as a union, we receive invitations from institutions to attend, seminars, works, or whatsoever. So what do we do? And the thing that we put in place is so that we send people that are serious when it comes to Majac SU council matters, and we send those people to go out and then take part. So that's one of the benefits. So we use this as a yardstick to ensure that we lure other students also to come and take part. So that is one thing we do, and we have class-to-class campaign to encourage them to also take part in union matters.
So you've organized a retreat, let's say last week, 2 weeks ago, and the turnout was not really welcoming, because the day that the retreat was scheduled, and we happens to hear the news of the passing of our colleague, which is Pa Barrow. But yes, still after that, I really need to commend your council for that. So after that, the retreat was rescheduled. But even though the turnout, everybody was complaining after all the efforts you have put into the resources, the funds, everything was just, even the class where you're coming from as the president of the union did not even show up. So what can you say about that as a president?
Disappointing to the core, I would say. I think I've vented my frustration to my colleagues. To some point, I was tied up and I could not speak to other students. If my own class, have not shown up, I don't think I have that guts to talk to other students who are in other class to attend our event. So I think I've already engaged other members in the class, though they gave me excuses, which I'm not convinced of. But like I always say, that was hectic, it was crazy on us, but we expected it. The time we postponed the event, which was genuine, to some point the energy students were showing, it wasn't telling well. But for us, we have a mandate that that's a legacy that we are trying to maintain. Adam has set the bar very high, and that is why some of us, we multitask on others to ensure that we do better than Adam did, last council. So it's a problem, and then I think we are trying our best by all means as a union to my SG and entire council members. We try by all means ensure the students take part in activities. So now we had a loss, to be honest, with our retreat. It wasn't well, but we are grateful that we were able to ensure that the aim of the retreat is being achieved. Though some students have not come, but we have other students that have took their time, while they are with us since 3 p.m. until around 10, 11 p.m. So that alone is a plus, and I thank those students. And the other students who have not, I hope that our subsequent activities, they would turn up in their large numbers to support the union, because it's through their support we will be able to ensure that we achieve some of our plans. So I expect a better outcome in our subsequent events.
Thank you for that. So Majac is growing bigger and better every day, I can say. And now we have film and photography, we have communication and journalism. So what efforts or what structures are you doing as a council, the 4th Executive Council, to make sure those in the film and photography and the communication classes see themselves in the Executive Council?
Yes, so we diversify things. I can tell you free that the recent council, when we came, it was just like the film photography have started the first batch have gone, they are yet to start the other batch. So it becomes a problem. And for some of them, what happens is that they see themselves out of the union. I think I've engaged some of their classes and then their class reps, and they're added in union pages, and even their class reps are added to the class rep page, because we have a special page for class reps where we say important things, and when there are problems, so they can channel it to the union. So they've been cooperative, and then the forthcoming event, I've seen the energy. Things have changed gradually. They are also seeing themselves part of the, of our activity, and that's why whatever we do now, we ensure that we consider them in our activities. Whatever idea we are coming up, we want to ensure that they are also part of that idea, just to ensure that they see themselves part of. Because the moment they see themselves distracted or isolated from our activities, it tends to pull them back. But now we try to ensure all means we are together on all our activities, and we make them understand that they are part of the school. And if you say Majac, it is not entirely on journalism.
Yes, so this is a challenge from the 1st executive, like I said earlier, to the 4th executive. So do you have any plans of organizing something, maybe to hear from the students their thought? Because most of the time when these events are organized, most of them are engaged. This is a tertiary level, and all of we all have our own things to do. From school, others are going to work. So what can you say about that?
Yes, we planning to have what you call a general convergence with the students. We have in the forthcoming event, and before that event, we have a general conversation with students to hear their thoughts. Last time we did it in Adamas Council. So we working on that to have that general conversation where we have students from all categories or from all levels to meet and we discuss on our problems and what advice would they have for the union. Though at times though we are advanced now, we could do it, using Google Forms whatsoever. But even that it becomes a problem. Last year we did it, it could not work, so we have to call them physical, and their response was good. So we would do that. We call them for a convergence to talk to them on the importance of them attending union activities and why they should take the union seriously, because we don't want for our council to be living, we have another council come and struggle like the way Araba struggled to ensure that a council was established. So this all what we are trying through the SG and through the entire council to ensure we have all these structures in place. So I am optimistic that we would achieve great after this convergence.
So what are some of the things you will be doing that the other council did not do to bring these students together to make sure that they participate in the union activities? Because we have been experiencing this from 2019 to 2025, which you are leading.
Yes, like I always say, my council is coming with a council we just look at the council with difference. Like you want to reach where Adam haven't, and I think that's what every leader wants. You want what you don't do. If somebody who succeeded you to do better than that, right? So we are organizing a mega and the first of its kind nationwide tour. This is a tour that has been organized by Adam Plan last year. It could not work. So this is something unique that we are bringing on in place that Adamas Council and Mustafa Council have not put in place. So that is something that is coming up, and then we are optimistic that it will be a wonderful experience. From students across levels. Like I said once again, the energy is high right now. Students are paying their contributions, and the council is optimistic.
Well, listeners, if you're just tuning in, this is Majac Radio 92.2 FM, broadcasting live from our studio in Baka Newtown South, and I am your host, Ajifatu Jallo. So, Mr. President, what benefit could students' participation in union activities offer students?
One, I think I have to take an example of myself. I'm not saying because I am, the president of Majac SU, that's why I was, nominated by the school to represent, the school in an international seminar in China, right? But what I'm trying to tell you is that I know one thing is that, it's because of my union activities. That's one. Why I was selected to represent or to represent Majac at the international level. So you don't know where things will get to you. I have an example here. When I came to Majac in my foundation, I was young at foundation. I was selected to represent Majac, in an inter-tertiary debate competition. I did it for twice and made the finals. And the school, to the management, decided to offer us, a partial scholarship with 50%. So for my diploma, I just paid half, and the school paid half for me. These are some of the benefits that students, get when you, participate in union matters. I'm not saying that it's already fixed there, but these are things that you don't expect. But because of your commitment towards the cause, you are given this just to as a, as a mean of appreciation. So you also have events, like I said, you can be nominated by school to represent the school in international debates, in seminars, in forums, in conferences. These are things that it comes with. So you not only, from that level, from your own personal development, your leadership development, it exposes you to so many things that you get to know, and then it sets you proper for the future. What the future holds for you.
That's great. May you please remind us about two of your policies and how far you have gone in implementing them?
One is the nationwide tour in collaboration with the welfare and the logistic minister. And I think finally we are almost at the peak of it, and it will be successful. The other one is, which I was very concerned, is transforming the Majac student application into a digital form, understand, and of course having students portal installed. I've been on James Neck every time I will go and ask, and then I'm glad that already the Majac website is back, and then students can now send the reports. Bara was telling me last time the write good reports could be published there, like I did when I was in China, and when the Turkish ambassador came here too, I wrote a report and it was there. So like that is a development going on. Like I said, when I was coming to council, I didn't say I would do it. What I said was I would push with the management to ensure that is achieved, even though it is not completed during my time. Somebody coming up could, we could recommend the person to push it to ensure that where we left it, the state we left it, it has been, moved on the state. So it's a gradual thing, and we're optimistic that we ensure that it is achieved. Another thing is about the ID card, the student ID card, part of my policies. And now I'm glad that the first batch has taken their photos and the ID card have been printed up, and we are going to have second batch by next week to ensure that all students, film, photography, communication, journalism, all have their ID cards to ease their work during, assignments.
We understood that your lead council are currently working on to embark on a nationwide tour. What strategies are you using to ensure that students, join the trip?
I think already I would say partially the tour is already a success from my side, from the energy that we've seen from students and the payment that we've received so far from the students is encouraging, and one could say that yes, the students are coming up. So what we do, like I said, the only thing we could do is to talk to the students. We cannot force students to take part in our activities. We can talk to them, convince them on the best reason. We are all grown up here. We have, but at times it's important we talk to each other. So what we do, we've started engaging students in our official communication platform, which is WhatsApp, and of course going in personally. From my side, I've been engaging classes, talking to them on the importance of the tour and the reason why we are embarking on this tour and the central theme that is guiding us towards the tour, just to ensure that they are encouraged and they take part in this tour. So I will tell you, the council is doing everything possible. SD knows I'm always on his neck to ensure that things are normal, that we follow up with individuals to ensure that we achieve a successful tour.
So how sure are you that these students are going to participate in this nationwide tour, knowing fully that this has been a challenge and you're still facing it?
Just like I said, challenges, are meant to be conquered. Just like us, mountains are meant to be climbed. So we don't have challenges should not stop people. We have to be persistent. Like that's what Majac trains us from foundation. Journalism career. In fact, you have to be persistent. So what we are doing right now, we've engaged students. Like I said, one of the things that I can I can tell you that students would go for this one too is a payment. Some have already started paying. Some that in fact that I have never seen. Union matters are paid for a nationwide tour. So that alone speaks volume about how students are ready to take up this matter. But like we said, as a council, even if it's 25 people, as a council, we will embark on the tour. That is the benchmark. We would go, we are taking 100, if you have even 25 people, 30 people, we go. The purpose is not about the number of students that are going, but about what do we want to send outside there as a union. That's what is also important. Students' participation is quite important. We would appreciate if we can have more than 100 students, and which we are optimistic. But even though if things turn otherwise, as leaders, we would not backstab. We would proceed with the tour to ensure that our message, what we want to share with the public, is out there. Because the tour is centered on empowering the public, to combat mis and disinformation, through media and information literacy skills. Election is coming, and it's important that we engage public on all the sectors.
So, sometimes this is not about students not wanting to participate in the union activities. We have parents. You understand? Sometimes they some of them, the reason why you see they're not taking part or they're not willing to go to this nationwide tour because of some of reasons between them and their parents. Like the parents might feel insecure when my daughter or my son goes out, this and that. So what can you tell a parent who is listening to us right now about this nationwide tour, and why should he or she allow her daughter or son to embark on this nationwide tour?
Yeah. So parents to be caring to their children, that's fundamental. They have the fundamental duty to ensure that their children are safe, and in which as a union also we are also very concerned about that. Whenever we have events, we ensure that the welfare of the students, but that's why we are here, is our number one priority. So what I would tell the parents is that let them know that they have sent their children to Majac, and if you know Majac, it is an institution that ensures student welfare is a number one priority, you understand? And as a council, going for this nationwide tour, the management alone is trying to ensure that there are checks on it, understand? We will not just randomly leave Majac for a nationwide tour. That is not responsible, right? So we are ensuring to put in everything possible to ensure we have a nationwide tour, that every student that is willing to take part in this nationwide tour is safe, and we all go in safe and come back safely. So what I can assure the parents is that let them just allow their parents to take part. This is part of their extracurricular activities. This will expose them as aspiring communicators and journalists to know the country, and of course to take part in some part of advocacy role to equip the public on some of the things that we learn here at Majac. So I am optimistic that we're going to have a very very safe and nationwide tour, and I I hereby, call on all parents to encourage their children. And any student who has a problem with the parent regarding, the safety whatsoever, the council would be open for dialogue, just to ensure that we put it before the parents that these people are not going for just what others think, but we are going for a mission, and that mission is rooted in our, in our journey towards excellence, and that can only be achieved if students, that take part.
That's great. We will now open our studio line to hear from our listeners. Please call or text on 7276768, 7276768, or 3348144, 3348144. So, Mr. Mai, before we have a caller, your words to the general students' body, especially about the nationwide tour that is fast approaching.
It is a nationwide tour or regret. That has been our slogan so far in our WhatsApp pages. Our communication, I think there's a caller coming.
Yes. Hello, good evening. Hello, good evening. What's your name and where are you calling us from? Mariama Saidi. Yes, what's your question?
Hello.
Yes.
Yes, let me call it, not Mariama Saidi.
Hello.
Yes, my question is directed to the president.
Okay.
Mr. President.
Yes.
As the president of the student union, what is the role of your council to stand for students who are facing difficulties with their training?
Yes. So thank you so much for that question. Is that all?
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you so much for that question. If you know, the role of the student union, we are not management, and we can never be management. We are a support system to the management. So there is a channel of communication that students must adapt when they face challenges with that areas. At times it's normal. Though Majac, we find it very difficult at times to have that, but it's normal to have, some, bit of challenge with your lecturers. If you have that, there is a way you channel it through. You have a class rep in a class. So the moment you realize that things are not normal, class will convert a meeting among themselves. Whatever you discuss, if you think the best thing is to, further the issue, you follow it to the right channel. So what I want to emphasize is that you cannot jump from the class to the management. They will refer you back. So there is a channel of complaint that...
We have a caller. Hello, good evening. Walaikum salam.
This is our book calling.
Okay.
I must comment, this is an amazing program.
Thank you.
And I have a question for the president.
Alright, you can go ahead.
As a president, in your capacity as engineer, what roles are you playing to make sure students' affairs are put into consideration when it comes to nationwide tour around 6 years?
Thank you. Just let me complete on the first question. Like what I'm trying to say is that we have a channel of communication. You're going to jump from the class to the management. Send your complaints to the union, to the Education and Social Ministry. They will handle it, and as you sit down to it and ensure that things are normal, and then your matter is addressed. So if there's need be, we will channel the the situation to the admin to the management if we could not settle it. So coming down to our boss question, what we are trying to put across to ensure that the students' welfare are protected. We as a council, we value each and every student that is willing to take part in this nationwide tour. In fact, in the school, we've been showing that level of maturity and that level of leadership, ensuring that your safety is of high priority. So for the nationwide tour, all I can say is that we are ensuring that the environment we are visiting are healthy environment. The places we are going to to spend our nights are also places that are safe and secure. Like my SD, who is so a military oriented.
So we're going to have
so just ensure that we are safe. You are safe. Everybody's safe.
We will have loved to continue this incredibly insightful discussion, but our time in the studio is quickly drawing to a close. This has been your Majac Special Radio program, proudly brought to you by Group 3 of Advanced Diploma 10. Our focus today was SAP, the crucial importance of students' participation in union activities. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you so much for joining us in the studio, Mr. Ibrahim Ambai. Your insights were invaluable. And on behalf of our technical team, our producers, the passionate members of Group 3, and the entire class of Advanced Diploma 10, we thank you all for tuning in. Do join us next week for another exciting edition of the Majac Special Radio program. I was your host, Ajifatu Jallo, and do have a pleasant night, and bye for now.
You are listening to Majac Radio. This is Majac Radio.